So anyways, yeah, then
Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday to you. I hope you're all doing well out there. Well, today is a sweater day. I decided to wear a sweater. I felt like it was, get cozy. It's wet out there, it's dreary, and today might be a good day to curl up with a book. Hopefully the sun will shine in another 2 weeks. I looked at the weather forecast. Yikes. I think it's supposed to rain like 6 out of the next 10 days. Oh, well, what are you going to do? At least it's not snowing, I guess. Well, anyways, good morning to all of you that are watching us right now here on Access Chautauqua. Okay, getting comments from the peanut gallery over here. That for those of you that are watching this live streaming throughout the world, really, and also good afternoon to all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, Low Power to the People. Thanks for joining us. Today we got a great show in store for you, as always. But today we're going to be talking about a part of Chautauqua history that maybe you hadn't thought about, and it's going to be fun because one of my guests is just a really fun, energetic person, and we just have a great time together. So stay tuned. And again, if you can't watch the whole thing, you always catch us later on at 2 and 8 here on Access Chautauqua on Spectrum 1301, or you can watch us on YouTube later on, or check us out on Facebook. We're everywhere. Okay, now as we go along, if you have a comment, question for myself, the guest, you have an announcement that you want to talk about your club or organization, give us a call at 716-753-5225. 5225. Okay, 716-753-5225. And generally, our good friend Randy Burke is on the other side of the wall, and he takes your phone call, and he lets me know that you are interested in talking. So don't be shy. I know we don't get a lot of calls, but sometimes we get a bunch, so we'll see. Okay, speaking of announcements and things like that, you also can announce like happy anniversary or, you know, my kid made the merit roll or something like that, whatever. But today I got 2 announcements to share with you. We have 2 birthdays coming up. So we want to extend a happy birthday to Randy Burke. According to this, I'm just reading this now. I don't generally tell people's ages, but I got to read the announcement as is, right? It says, happy 64th. I didn't think Randy was 64 years old. Like, we're all getting kind of old in the tooth here. We've all been working together a long time. It's going to be Monday the 10th, so happy birthday, Randy. And Justin Bird, his son. You're going to be 28?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I thought you were like 19.
Yeah, 10
10 years
years ago.
ago. Anyways, he's going to be 28 on the 11th, so the 10th and 11th to the Burke boys. So happy birthday, guys. See how easy it is? All right. Whew, let's see here. All right, so a year ago, I'm doing the weather report here for you guys. I've been talking about the weather. A year ago, I took this picture, and let's see what it looks like. I know Jeff's got, there it is. It was Mother's Day 2020, the year that nobody remembers, and it snowed that day. That's on my truck. So if you're complaining about the rain, remember last year, the year that nobody wants to remember. Anyways, we had snow that day. It really stunk that day, I remember. Whew. All right, speaking of Mother's Day, I thought we'd do something kind of fun today for those of us that could participate in this. And I asked the crew if anybody had pictures of their moms. So we want to do a little tribute to our moms. So Mother's Day is tomorrow, and of course, we certainly appreciate all you mothers out there, grandmothers, aunts, stepmothers, all the labels that involve moms. We want to, and parents are filling both roles. There's some days I feel like a mom. But anyways, have a great day tomorrow. But this is a tribute to you, and so we're going to pop up some pictures, and we'll see who we have here. So I am told that this is Randy's mom. What was her first name? Jean. And Jean Burke. And this is also Justin and Chris's grandmother. So there's a good memory there. And you can tell how old we are because all of our pictures of our parents are in black and white, huh? Okay, the next one is, that's her again, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe that's her again. Looks like one of those yes, it is. So that's Jean again. So that's out in nature there. And then, there's the Hamels boys. That's me and my brother. Which one do you think I am?
Left.
Left. In the Tarzan suit or the other one?
I would say the other one.
No, I'm in the Tarzan suit.
Oh.
I'm the one with just a little Speedo there. My brother is in his, I don't know what you call that. It's a bathing suit of some sort. He's actually younger than I am. That's my mom. That was Sarah. We had great times with Mom. And we have one more. Okay, and this is Emerald Weish's mom, Lisa. Emerald's not here today, but she sent this along, and I know Lisa and Ted Weish have been super, super important to Emerald in her life. So that's our tribute to our mom. So happy Mother's Day to them and to all of you that are watching. And take good care of your moms, okay? Do something special for them. You don't have to always take them out for dinner, but make something for them or visit them regularly, call them. My mother loved to talk on the phone. She called, and I always laugh because I tell her if she was here with me now. She called, I'd say to my wife, I'll see you in about 45 minutes, and I would go in the other room. Oh, all right, we have another picture. All right, let's pop that one up. All right, what do we have? Who's that? Oh, that's your mom.
Nice.
That's Justin and Chris's mother. And what was her first name? Karen Bird. So that would have been Randy's wife, right? And your mom. Yeah, that's okay. Wow, look at that beautiful smile. That must be on their wedding day. Okay. Oh, I didn't know we had that. Well, thank you for sharing that, guys. All right, we made it. Where was I? So my mom would love to talk on the phone, and she would talk about people, I had no idea who she was talking about. I mean, she'd be talking about the neighbor down the street that moved in 20 years after I had moved out of town. And she just loved to talk, and she was just so much fun. So anyways, missing moms on Mother's Day, but also celebrating moms on Mother's Day. So good for all of you. All right, I have some announcements to share with you. I just want to make sure making sure I got all my notes here covered. And so we'll get to that. And my guest is anxiously awaiting to come on, and I know I do the best I can to keep him happy here. Coffee, tea, massage, anything you got? Yeah, he's ready to burst here. Well, you know, when this guest comes in, the first thing I say to the crew, what do I say? Put on your seatbelts, right? I do. He's laughing over here. We do. It's like energy here, energy drink. All right, let's start with our first slide that we have today's announcement. Bemis Ferry is back. If folks go to bemisstowferry.org, all the details are there if you're interested. They've got a fabulous set of shirts hey, Randy was supposed to wear a shirt today. Was he wearing a Bemis Point Ferry shirt? Maybe not. Anyways, oh my God, yeah, he's 64 years old. His memory's gone. All right. They got some great fundraisers going on over there at the ferry, and they're selling shirts as a fundraiser. But they got some things going on here for Memorial Day's weekend, and I'm going to tell you this ahead of time because this is always fun to maybe, hey, this might be fun to plan ahead. So Thursday the 27th from 4 to 9 p.m., it's called, Sneak Peek. Be the first to ride the ferry. Now this is a fundraiser. Now you might say, woo, but this is a fundraiser. So they're bringing the ferry back. It's all been fixed up nice. $100 a car or $20 for a pedestrian. And the good news is Brody could ride for free, my dog. So that's a donation. So it's a fundraiser. So if you feel like hopping off the ferry, you can be the first to ride the ferry for the year. On Friday the 28th from 4 to 9 is the grand reopening and rededication ceremony at the Stowe Landing. And first official run of the year. So that's the 28th from 4 to 9. Saturday, May 29th from 11 in the morning till 9 at night. Come ride the ferry. And the same goes for Sunday the 30th. Let's see, hang on a second. On Sunday also they have the 3 C's drive-through chicken barbecue from 11:30 to 2:30 or until sold out. Only $15, and it's helping out the ferry, okay? And if you want tickets, you go to Bemis Point Stowe Ferry, all one word, .org for pre-sale tickets. And then on Monday, May 31st, from noon to 5, come ride the ferry again. And at 12 o'clock, it's a salute to veterans. There's going to be a ceremony at the VFW Bemis Point Post and the 96th Highland Pipes and Drummers. If you have never experienced those guys, I'm telling you right now, your feet can't sit still or stand still. Your hands are bouncing around. It's just wonderful. And the drums just go right through your chest. They're just great. We see them all the time at the Mayville Parade for the 4th of July. And I've seen them other places, but just so cool. And the guy that leads the parade, he's like stoic. He's got his mace or whatever they call that thing, and he never cracks a smile. Even when I say something as he's passing by, he never cracks a smile. Really serious guys, but great fun. Okay, and of course, all donations are there to support the Bemis Point Ferry. And as you know, great history there. We had a show on that. And you got to wear a mask and keep the social distancing going. We still got to keep it going, guys. We're doing good. Keep it going. All right. I've got some announcements for the 4-H program for the Cornell Cooperative Extension. Okay. Let's see. Despite continued uncertainty and pandemic challenges, the 4-H will work to provide project, exhibition, and animal show opportunities because the county fair was canceled, postponed until next year. Because of health and safety issues, 4-H recognizes that during these continued times of uncertainty, it can be very difficult to plan to afford and host a large-scale in-person event. Okay, Chautauqua County 4-H, however, has been working since November on a variety of projects and are raising livestock and pets for competition and showcase at each at such events. Excuse me. So the cancellation of the county fair for the second year in a row can seem overwhelming, but 4-H staff, with immense support from the volunteers in the program, are making plans to support the youth with a scaled-down opportunity. Plans are being forged for a Chautauqua County 4-H youth-only project, exhibition, and livestock event. The goal is to give the youth an opportunity to finish an animal for market, showcase a breeding animal, and hone their animal handling and showmanship skills. Remember, working with animals is healthy. Research has shown that regular interaction with animals can decrease levels of cortisol, the hormone related to stress. Above and beyond, showing an animal can teach lifelong lessons and skills as economics, persistence, hard work, humility, and a whole lot more. Now, a little footnote here, it can reduce stress. Twice this week I've come home and Brody has decided to take the lime tree that I planted in the clay pot off the bay window and put it in the middle of my bedroom. Stress whatsoever. Anyways, if you're interested in helping out the 4-H group, give them a call, 664-9502, and ask for extension 214. 4-H does a lot of work, and these are one of those programs that I consider behind the scenes. We don't always see them because, in the agricultural world, they're out there doing their thing. Those of us that live in the community or where I live is in the country, but we're not necessarily involved with animal husbandry, but they're doing great work, so please support them. Okay, I saw Jeff kind of give me a little sneak preview for slide 16, and this is for the Regline. Okay, we've been announcing all the cool movies that they're showing there, and I'm happy to share this with you because this tells us that the pandemic is finally slowing down. We can get out and do some normal things again, so let's see what we got. The Academy Award-winning movies to be shown at the Reg are as follows. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, that's going to be shown May 12th. From 7 p.m. and something called Another Round. That's the name of the movie, showing Friday, May 14th at 7. Best Actress nominee Viola Davis and Best Actor nominee Chadwick Boseman star in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Tensions and temperatures rise at a Chicago music studio in 1927 when fiery, fearless blues singer Ma Rainey joins her band for a recording session. Oh man, I wish I was there. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is rated R and is 94 minutes long. The film, adapted from August Wilson's play, was the Academy Award winner for Best Costume Design and Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Sounds great. If you love music, that's a great one to check out. Best Director nominee Thomas Vinterberg helmed the movie Another Round. I'm not familiar with this one. In the film, four friends, all teachers at various stages of middle age, are stuck in a rut. Unable to share their passions either at school or at home, they embark on an audacious experiment from an obscure philosopher. This sounds like some of the guys I used to work with, to see if a constant level of alcohol in their blood will help. I was a designated driver. In their blood will help them find greater freedom and happiness. I won't mention any names. At first, they each find a newfound zest, but as the gang pushes their experiment further, issues that have been simmering for years come to a head, and the men are faced with a choice: reckon with their behavior or continue on the same course. Another Round is unrated, is 117 minutes long. It was the Academy Award winner for Best International Feature Film. Oh my God. That's too close to home. Tickets for the movies are $7 per person. Each person will be charged $1 extra. Because remember, we talked about all the extra cleaning and things that has to be done. Seating is limited due to social distancing and mandates and so forth. And of course, you got to wear your mask. All tickets have to be purchased ahead of time. Then you got to go to their website or contact the ticket box there, the box office at 484-7070. Between Monday from 12 to 5 or Wednesday and Friday from 12 to 8, or go to their website, which I will find here in a second as soon as I can find it. Oh yes, Regline, REGLENA, Regline.com. Okay? So get out of the house and go and watch a movie. Okay, here's a new one. from the Cornell extension. Also, this is if you got a green thumb or black thumb or whatever, because my hands are always dirty from gardening. Okay, Cornell Extension is sponsoring a Master Gardener program. It's free, called Seed to Supper. It's for the beginner gardener on a budget. Basic gardening techniques will be taught. Items covered in the class will be preparing and checking garden soil, container gardening, planning for gardening space, planting seeds or plants in the ground, and general care of gardens. My garden's already in. The only thing I got left are tomatoes. Living in Ripley, our temperatures are a little bit moderated, and we don't get as much frost as folks over the hill. So far, so good. The class is open to adult participants with limited seating still available. A small snack will be provided during class time. Probably be kale. What do you think, Justin? We had them here last week. We had kale slaw. Say that 10 times fast. Classes are hosted by the Cornell Cooperative Extension and will take place at Jamestown Community College, Carnahan Center in Jamestown. Participants should plan to attend all 5 classes beginning on Wednesday, May 12th, and every Wednesday thereafter until June 9th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. This is just way cool. It's learning to garden correctly. There's ways to do it. I remember planting bulbs upside down one year. Yeah, they didn't go well. So there's little techniques that you gotta learn. Planting the seeds too deep, you always think deeper is better. Nah. All right, for more information, give them a call 664-9502 or go to cornell.edu/Chautauqua and they'll give you more information on that. It's free of charge. Cool. You go to movies, you can fix your garden. It's all good. Okay, next one. This is a good news item from Jamestown. Okay, on Arbor Day, the city of Jamestown was awarded $31,000 in a grant from New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, otherwise known as the DEC, to establish a new tree inventory and management plan. The city was awarded alongside 63 other projects in New York State. Parks Manager Dan Stone said, "The funding received will allow the city to take stock of our tree inventory and create a management plan to ensure the healthy life of our canopy in the city." When I was a kid in Buffalo, we had this unbelievable canopy of elm trees and maple trees, and it was like driving through a cathedral down our street. It was absolutely gorgeous. Trees are so important in our lives. Jamestown is proud of its heritage of one of the longest running tree cities USA in the state and will continue to support the work of our world-class trees program. So good on you guys. And so that's coming down the pike. So that was a good news note. Okay, slide 17, moving right along. We've got a positive parent program. Parents to cope positively with some of the common issues associated with raising a teenager. I laugh. How to deal with the day-to-day challenges and promote your child's development, strategies on how to help your teen manage their emotions, explore why teens can get into trouble and what they need to learn to avoid or manage risky situations. Basic rule, don't do what I did. Strategies to teach teens how to get along with each other, resolve problems, and you're a bad influence on me. I don't usually get this way. And how to deal with conflict. Parents, stay positive. Our free 2-hour discussion group can help you. Okay, what's happening? It's a Zoom meeting. It's May 10th from 12 to 2 p.m. And also on May 17th from 12 to 2 p.m. These are Zoom, and you just contact Prevention Works, and they'll get you there. Okay, Jeff, we're going to hold on number 18 because it's a ways yet, and I want to get to my guest. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. This is for you.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
No, you did.
Okay, so there's just all about trees, and my guest Randy Anderson is in the house, and we're just saying that he's going to be participating in the chicken barbecue for the Bemis Point Ferry. So welcome back,
Well,
chicken helper, you.
Thanks, Doc. I just think it's wonderful what all those folks in the Bemis area have done to get the ferry running again. They've spent a ton of money and countless hours putting that back together. I have a brother that lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he has a place up in Bemis that he lives at in the summertime. And he took the courses and the training and all of that to become a licensed ferry captain. So he's going to be one of the
What's his first name?
Todd.
Captain Todd.
Captain Todd. And Captain Todd roped me into being a volunteer at the
Of course
chicken
he
barbecue.
did. and we have Captain Burke in the other room. Captain Randy, he's a captain.
Well, they're
right?
gonna know each other very well by the end of the summer.
Absolutely. Well, welcome back to the show. I don't even remember. I think it was last time you were on back in January. You said we should do a show on blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay. And so here we are. And
Here we are.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about the most prolific auto racer in the history of Chautauqua County.
So we're talking history again.
Yes.
Just like the Bemis Point is history.
Yes.
We're talking about history.
But this
here.
is more recent history.
Well, history,
Doc.
it doesn't matter.
So anyway, the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, of which I am the president, has produced a number of films about auto racing over the last dozen years.
Well, we talked about all the racetracks that used to be here in Chautauqua.
Exactly. I remember being on a show where we talked about all the
Coon Road racetrack. I always
Yeah. And so anyway, some of the films that we've produced over the last 10 years is we produced a film called State Line Speedway, the first 10 years. We produced a film about one of the popular drivers named Squirt Johns, Bobby Schnars,
Okay.
Sammy Lamancuso.
Good Irish name.
Yeah. Jim Scott, who is the current owner of State Line. He had a great racing career. But the subject of our new film, and it's about Dick Barton.
I think everybody's heard that name somewhere. along the way.
Well, as I said, he's the most prolific winner in the history of auto racing
So-
in our county.
So we're going to talk about Dick Barton today.
We are, and about our new film and the debut of it, which makes it extra special. So, if you don't mind, Doc, I'd like to kick off our conversation today by showing a little clip, a video clip of the last race that Dick Barton was ever in at State Line Speedway.
So,
it was from September of 2014, and it's the race in which he broke the State Line track record for number of feature wins. So in the film that they're going to run, look for car number 28. It's a black car with 28 on it.
All right, let's roll that.
Roll
film.
it, as they say in big time TV. Right now, Doc, he's in second place.
Right.
You see him there? There's 33, there's a 28, and there's 11. There he is. He's on the inside. He's sliding down. Makes the pass.
Whoa, look at that.
Look how tight it is up at State Line. There he is. He's got the lead. They're running into lap traffic.
Yep, that was his name.
And
Here he comes.
he wins the race.
Dick Burton, feature with number 80.
Win 80, he said?
There he is. You gotta do the cartwheel. Here you can, Dick Burton. All-time win leader here at State.
So that is Dick winning his last race ever. And by the way, Doc, he was 60 years old when he did that.
A mere child. His 80th race.
His 80th feature win at State Line Speedway.
80th win.
80th
win.
feature win at State Line Speedway
Now-
in the super late model division.
All right, so he's 60 years old. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, we'll get into his history. So when we interviewed Dick, and one of the first things that he said to us was, yeah, all the records, all the accomplishments, everything that is in the record book, has my name next to it. But it's really not about me. It's about my team.
Yeah.
And that's how we titled the DVD. We called it Team, the Dick Barton story. Jeff, would you put up picture number 1 out there?
While we're waiting, can you explain what you mean by feature?
Okay, yeah, well,
Oh,
so
go ahead.
there's Dick Barton standing in the front of the car with his team in the background and his car owner by the rear tire. And you will recognize that picture was taken at Lakewood Beach.
Yeah, I know that very well.
That picture appeared in a national racing publication, which illustrates the point that Dick wasn't just a big fish in a small pond in Jamestown, New York. He was a big fish nationwide.
So he traveled around the country?
Yes, he traveled all over the country.
All right. So while we got this picture up.
Yes.
All right. So you have the owner.
Yes.
You know, who's the owner? Let's give him some.
Well, we're going to get to him in my. His name is Ron Nielsen, by the way. Ron Nielsen.
All right.
And then in the background are some of the crew members that have worked on the car.
All right. So it takes one guy to drive it. Why do you have so many guys in the team?
To prepare the car. During the week, you're working on the car all the time, getting it ready to
It
race.
sounds like my first car.
You're doing mechanical work constantly. And Dick's team would race 3 nights a week. They would race on Friday nights, they'd race on Saturday nights, and they'd race on Sunday nights.
Oh boy.
So now you're working on the car all the other nights and on the days in between. Although it was a hobby for Dick and his race team, it was virtually a second job because of the number of hours.
What did he do for a living when he wasn't?
He
racing?
was a auto parts salesman for Napa Auto Parts in Jamestown. So he was an over-the-road auto parts salesman.
Got it.
So put up picture number 2, Jeff. Like many guys, Dick got his start in go-kart racing.
Oh, I thought you were going to be.
He started when he was 12 years old. In this picture, which was in 1969, he is 15 years old. Next picture, please.
He already has trophies then.
Oh, yeah. He was the Western New York go-kart champion at the age of 15.
Yeah, but he wasn't soapbox derby champion.
yeah, like your dad. Okay, in the next picture, picture 3, you'll see Dick's first stock car. That car was owned by his uncle. His uncle was named Rod Barton, and he was already racing. And Dick asked his uncle, "Can I get involved with you in stock car racing?" And his uncle said, "Sure, come on up. I'll let you drive in the heat races, and I'll still drive in the feature races."
Okay, now let's keep that picture up there, and let me ask you questions because people like me, we have
so
to
I
ask
could tell you have a vast knowledge of auto racing here, Doc.
No, I won't ask tough questions. All right, what is the? How do they torque the? No, the stock car.
So each car participates in 2 races in a night at State Line Speedway. The preliminary races are called heat races. They're usually about 8 laps long. And then the culminating race of the evening is called the feature race. That might be 25 laps long or longer.
So that's exactly. Now the other question I have is, we're going to be talking about different kinds of cars.
Yes. This car is called a sportsman car.
Oh, well, you said stock.
Yes.
So stock simply means right off the line.
Stock cars,
Any
as
car
opposed to
something
drag racers,
Right.
as opposed to Indy cars. I would call NASCAR stock cars.
All right, so it's whatever car you have.
Yeah.
You fixed up the way you want it,
Yeah.
but there's nothing particularly special about it.
Well, there's rules. There's rules about how you construct the car and so on.
But basically, it's a car that everybody drives. It's just souped up somehow.
Yeah, that happened to be like, I think, a 37 Plymouth or something like that. I don't know. Next slide, please. So then, after he drove with his uncle for a year, he started building his own cars with help of his friends, and he drove his own sportsman cars for a bunch of years, maybe up through 1980 or so. And then the workload and the cost involved in racing, it's not a cheap sport, caused him to say, I'm done. I'm going to buy a cottage up on the lake. I'm going to get a boat.
Call it a day.
I'm going to drink beer on the weekends.
Now, back then, and I don't know when that is, but let's
1980,
say
that photo
I was
was.
going to say about 20 years ago, I heard something like to be a serious local racer, you were talking about $100,000. Does that sound about right?
Nowadays, yes.
Okay.
If you're going to race in the top class, you need $100,000.
What's the payback?
They're racing for $1,500 on a normal night. You'll never make it back. You do it as a hobby. Some people like to go boating. Some people go skiing. Some people are serious about golf.
Some
people
of
have,
us buy guitars.
yeah, horses. Yeah, I mean, in your hobby, you can spend a lot of money.
Right, okay.
And this is no different. So anyway, I said that around 1980 or 81, Dick was done. He was going to go boating, drink beer, and enjoy life.
Yeah.
Well, some friends of his who still had a car, their driver went on vacation. And they said to Dick, look, you're not racing anymore. Our guy's going on vacation. How about you driving our car for a couple of weeks?
Oh, boy.
And he goes, sure, be glad to. I'll be glad to help you out. So he drives that car for a couple of weeks. The guy who's on vacation gets fired. And 2 weeks turned into 40 years.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God.
So the next picture shows a car from 1983.
Now, this is not stock anymore, right? This is something different?
This is still called a sportsman car.
Okay.
In the broad area of stock car racing. This picture was taken up at State Line Speedway in about 1983. So Dick's driving for a group of guys who have now called themselves Race Team 14. See, because Dick's number was 14 at the time. So now Dick's the driver. Everybody else is spending the money, working on the car. He's showing up and racing.
Now, I know this is maybe a difficult question or answer to this question, but does the driver invest in it, or is he just like the paid guy?
Each team has their own arrangements.
Okay.
Most guys are driving for free and putting money into the operation to enjoy their hobby.
All right.
The elite drivers might be driving for car owners and might be driving for a percentage of the money earned.
Yeah.
But those are the elite drivers.
Okay.
Okay, next picture, please. So in 1985, the team that Dick's driving for changes from the sportsman division into the top class. The top class is called super late models. That's where there are much fewer rules, more horsepower, better tires, just lighter cars, faster cars. So this is the top class, and Dick and his team jump into the top class in 1985. And over the next 7 or 8 years, they were extremely successful. They probably won 70 or 80 races, maybe a dozen track championships during that time. And they're just having a successful career.
Okay. So, stock car, still stock car.
Still stock cars.
And this is super
late models
super
are
late
called.
model.
Yeah.
So this super late would be like a Camaro or a Mustang?
Well, yes, like a Camaro type of a body. The bodies are actually all hand formed out of aluminum, sheets of aluminum. Probably the only thing that's stock in a stock car is the engine block.
Okay.
Everything else has been modified for racing.
So we're talking 8-cylinder?
Yes. Most popular are Chevys and Fords, 8-cylinder Chevy and Fords.
Okay.
Modern day super late model engines might have 900 horsepower.
Woo!
900 horsepower, Doc. Your beater out in the parking lot, might have 200 on a good day.
Oh, wow. I mean, the front end will be lifting right up. Wow.
It's serious speed.
Serious. All right, just for a minute, let's talk a little bit about the track.
Okay.
So, I mean, people, they watch the Brickyard, they're racing on hard surfaces. We're not talking hard surfaces here, right?
No, we're talking dirt. Racing on dirt, clay. I use dirt generically. It's clay. It's a mixture of dirt and clay. Each track has its own surface. The characteristics of the surface at State Line Speedway are different than the characteristics of the surface at Erie's Speedway,
Right.
for example, or any of the other tracks that Dick and his team raced on. These guys raced from New York all down the eastern seaboard, down into Florida. They raced
So it's
a
circuit,
lot.
a type of circuit.
Yes, they raced everywhere.
So there again, the expense of
The
everything.
traveling, because you need trucks, trailers, all the support equipment, because you're going to be gone from home, and yeah, it just adds up.
Would the typical driver have one car or two cars? Or?
Okay. When you're first starting out and you're trying to get your feet wet,
See, I'm trying to get Justin interested. He needs a hobby.
Well, if I had Justin's money, I'd be into this hobby.
There you go. There you go.
So when you're first starting out, you probably just have one car. But as you become an elite driver and your team has a lot of success, you might have a second car, and maybe you might have a third motor, a spare motor in case you
always have a spare.
If you're racing 3 nights a week,
yeah.
you don't.
Something's going to happen here.
Something's going to happen. It's not every night's not going to be balloons and lollipops. There's going to be a wreck. There's going to be a blown motor. There's going to be something that's going to go wrong. So when you're at the elite level, you're going to need multiple cars.
Now, you can put the amount of information I know about racing in a thimble, but my understanding is that the professional drivers now, they run their circuits around the country, and it's a point system. I think I'm right on that, right? So is there a point system in this?
Each of these racetracks, a State Line Speedway has a point system. Erie Speedway has a point system. Conneaut, Raceway 7 in Conneaut, Ohio, they have their own point system. So over Dick's career, which lasted 40-some years, I think he won 48 point championships at various racetracks,
Okay, so that means-
various series.
So at the end of the year, he had the highest point
Yes.
totals.
Correct.
So you win, depending on how you placed, there were so many
Yes.
points.
Yeah.
Wow, 48 points.
48
Place-
championships.
Wow.
Altogether, I think he won like 267 feature races during his lengthy career.
This parallels what you and I talked about last time, I think, in baseball. And I'll say it this way. We forget about the sportsmen, the athletes that are at the local, regional level, because we're always watching the pros on TV, and we forget that they had to come from somewhere, right? Am I right?
Bingo.
And Chautauqua County has spawned hundreds of great athletes and drivers, right?
And this is another example of
Yeah.
another sport that's spawning good athletes.
Yeah.
Let me show you the next picture, number 7. Dick's career took a remarkable change in 1993 when he teamed up with the guy on the right. The guy's name is Ron Nielsen. He's a businessman from Meadville, Pennsylvania. And he was able to infuse a lot more money into the operation. Suddenly the second car shows up, the third car shows up, the fourth motor shows up. He was able to provide Dick and Dick's team with all the necessary financial support, equipment to really elevate their program.
So he believed in Dick.
He believed in Dick.
You have to.
And over the next, I think Dick and Ron Nielsen teamed together for 17 years. And during that time, I think they won something like 160 races together, something like that. Next picture, please. And at that point, when Dick started driving for Ron Nielsen's favorite number was 28. And he said, "Dick, you got a new number, buddy. If you're going to drive my car, this is my number."
He just doubled himself. That was
20,
like 14
and that's what
28.
Dick says. Well, Dick likes to say, well, I got twice as many cars to use, so I might as well
Might
have
as
twice
well.
the number. Ron Nielsen was the owner of a business in Meadville, Pennsylvania called the Bolt Place. You see it on the side of the car. That was the major sponsor during the Ron Nielsen years.
Now, this particular picture, for those that are listening on the radio, it's a really souped up, beautiful car.
Yeah.
But it's in the winter. I mean,
Well, that was another promotional picture for a national magazine. That magazine came up to Jamestown, and it was in the middle of winter, and they said, we need a picture of you and your car. And Dick says, well, to really illustrate the area of the United States that I live in, let's take this picture outside.
it's beautiful. It's
Isn't that a lovely photo?
Yeah, the colors are.
The colors
really
are great.
pop, yeah.
That picture was taken down in Faulkner. Yeah.
And now is this a Mustang?
That was the nose piece. It's a Mustang nose piece, but you could see every other part of it was made out of sheets of aluminum that were folded and bent and built by
The whole idea is
Dick's team.
the most powerful engine with the lightest body. Is the
Exactly.
Jeep, right?
Those cars weigh 2,200 pounds.
That's it?
2,200 pounds.
My golf cart weighs almost that much.
Next picture, please. So Dick had a ton of success over the next 17 years with Ron Nielsen, including, he might say this is one of the highlights of his career. This was a World of Outlaw race at State Line Speedway. The World of Outlaws is a touring division of cars that go from track to track all around the United States. And when they came to State Line, and there was a $10,000 to win race. Woo. So these guys in the World of Outlaws, they're the professionals. They're racing for a living. They're feeding their babies off their race cars. But they still need the local guys to fill out the field, so to speak.
Right.
Well, Dick filled out the field very well that night. He was the first driver in United States history to defeat the World of Outlaws in a race, and he did it at State Line Speedway. Got a nice chunk of change, $10,000. You can see
a $10,000 smile right there.
Yeah, you can see the crew is pretty darn happy.
So once again, there seems to be, and it's for any sport, any hobby. There's like a culture, right?
Yes.
That's going on right now as we speak. There's a culture of racing that I don't know anything about. There's a culture of gardening that we don't know about. We all have aspects of our lives, but there's a culture to that, and there's a lingo, and there's everything to it, right?
Right now, there are untold number of people working on their race cars in anticipation of racing at State Line Speedway tonight. Last Saturday night at State Line, there had been 150 race cars there. Well, those cars need work all the time. And those guys and girls are out there, they're working on their cars right now while we're enjoying ourselves shooting the breeze up in Mayville. There's guys, working hard, getting ready for tonight's race.
So State Line Raceway is open.
Yeah, they had their opening night last week.
So soon advertising for them. So what time do they open?
They open at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
They opened last week. Tonight's their second night. If they get it in, it's obviously weather dependent because it's outside and you're racing on dirt, which turns to mud if it rains. So you don't race in the rain.
Okay.
But no, it's.
So what's it cost to get in? I have no idea.
I think.
Ballpark.
I'm going to guess $13, maybe $14,
right.
something like that. It's good entertainment.
Okay.
Once you go, you'll be hooked.
Are you hooked?
More than hooked.
How'd you get hooked?
I was a member of Dick Barton's race team.
Are you kidding? What did you do?
I was a mechanic on the team with the other guys.
You're a mechanic?
Pull up that last picture. Pull up that last picture, Randy.
I did not. Oh, this
number 9. Picture number 9.
There's a side to you that keeps coming up.
No, that's number 10. Back up.
Back up one. Okay. He's looking for it.
That's Dick. That's Dick.
It's very serious.
Well, it's a serious business if you want to be successful.
You were a mechanic.
I was on the team. I was with Dick's team for 30 years.
No wonder you know all this
Okay.
stuff. All right.
Do you see Dick?
I see Dick.
He's wearing a uniform that says Bolt Place.
I do.
The guy to our right,
Yeah?
got a white T-shirt on,
Yep.
brown cap.
Yep.
Yours truly.
That's you?
That's me.
What year is that?
2006.
Okay.
2006.
Well, you can't tell from here.
Yeah.
No,
Probably a
no,
good
no.
thing.
I mean, you can't tell because it's hard to tell from here.
Yeah, yeah. No, so I started working with Dick in 1985 and worked with him through 2014.
You know, my truck has a little. Well, all right. So there's more to this story. So where did you learn your chops there?
Well,
I mean, you were a teacher.
I was a teacher. Yeah. I started out helping Dick initially gather sponsorship money. Mm-hmm. I'm good at talking, Doc. I can write. I helped him earn some sponsorship money for his team, but I also was curious as to everything else that was going to go on. You know, all the mechanical stuff that was involved in getting a car to a racetrack, and those guys were willing to teach me those things. Wow. And so over the next 30 years, they were able to teach me the things that were necessary to be a part of that.
So you ran out real quick and changed tires?
Well, no, we did all that in the pits before the races. But most of the work on a race car doesn't happen at the racetrack.
Okay.
It's the preparation.
During the week.
Races are won. There's an adage in this business called races are won in the garage, not at the racetrack.
All right. So what was your role as far? Did you work on the motor, the body? What was your job?
Body, tires, maintenance, oil changes, greasing, washing. All that stuff.
I could do that job.
We had
wash.
we had some really sharp mechanics on our team that took care of the engine, carburetor, transmission, rear end, all that stuff. But I guess you would call me a general helper.
Oh, I just got this. State line is canceled for tonight.
Ah, okay.
So
all you guys that are working on your cars?
Hot off the press.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, it's a bit, okay.
20 minutes ago.
I probably got it on my phone, but I didn't dare look at it while we were talking. Okay. So anyway, Dick raced for Ron Nielsen for about 17 years, up into about 2010. Next picture, please. Then he started driving for a guy who lived out in Arizona.
Of all places.
Yeah, the guy, he just sent his credit card and his money here so that Dick and his team could keep going on. And he raced for that guy for a couple years. And then he raced, his last 3 years, he raced for a pair of brothers out of Sinclairville, New York, called John and Charlie Lackey. And that's who he ended his career with in 2014. Last picture, please. And that's a picture of Dick at State Line Speedway after his last race, 2014. He broke the track record for number of feature wins, number of track championships, and he retired on the spot.
Right then and there.
What a way to go out, Doc.
Did you know that he was going to do that?
We talked about it, that if we ever were able to break the record, maybe that would be enough. He was 60 at the time. Most of the guys on his team were older than him.
Wow.
I was 65 at the time, and we'd been doing it for 30, 40 years. It was time.
Yeah.
It was time. But to go out on top, to go out as the top dog, and I've got a friend who says, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. He says, because he's never lost a race since.
And your wife gets to see you more.
A lot more. Yeah.
So has anybody...
when we were cooking and we were racing 3 or 4 nights a week, we were at the garage every night of the week. So it was a 7-day-a-week job.
Wow.
So I'd teach school all morning, all day long, and then I'd get out of school and head to the garage, and we'd work at the garage till like 11 o'clock. You never asked me, Doc.
Well, that's true. You had the answer. I just didn't have the question yet.
Exactly. So anyway, we got 5 minutes left in the show, but here's the coolest thing of all. This isn't just another movie about auto racing and about Dick Barton. It's the way we're going to present this movie. The Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame has rented the outdoor screens of the National Comedy Center.
Oh, cool.
On 2nd Street in Jamestown.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So we've rented those 2 outdoor screens, and we're going to show this film free to the public.
When?
Sunday, May 23rd, 2 weeks from tomorrow, 6 o'clock at night. Free of charge. All you need is your lawn chairs. We're going to sit on 2nd Street in front of the National Comedy Center. We've got permission from the city of Jamestown to close down the street. So you bring a lawn chair and you can sit back and watch the Dick Barton movie on the screens of the National Comedy Center.
They have speakers outside?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The guy at the Comedy Center said if we turned the speakers all the way up, you could hear us in Kennedy. So it's a double screen, so you could see it on either side. If it's inclement, if it's raining, we're going to park the cars drive-in movie style.
Oh, cool.
If you can imagine what 2nd Street looks like right across from the Comedy Center, there's a huge parking lot. So we'll just park the cars drive-in movie style, and you can watch it that way in case of inclement weather.
Drive-in movie in the middle of Jamestown.
Yes, free. And I believe that we're the first organization that the Comedy Center has ever rented their screens to. So we're pretty excited about this.
I just gave me a thought. Justin, we got to get our show on that screen. What do you think?
The key word is rented.
Money is not an issue.
Money's no object.
No, I just got to get about 37 more sponsors here.
Yeah, so
very, very cool.
Now, right across from the Comedy Center is Shawbuck's Restaurant.
Yes, it is. I know where it is.
You know Shawbuck's?
Yeah.
They have been closed during the pandemic, but they're going to reopen. And they're going to be open before and after this movie. So you can come down to Shawbuck's, you can get something to eat,
Good.
you can watch the movie, and you can go into Shawbuck's afterwards and have an adult beverage if you would care to.
There's a little known fact. If you go across the street from Shawbuck's,
Yes.
you will find probably a guitar pick that I dropped there. Because I played right there for the farmer's market over the years.
Oh, okay.
A number of times.
Yeah, cool.
It's a very cool little area right there, isn't it?
It's wonderful. We're really excited to be able to do this for Dick, do it for his race team, do it for the people of Jamestown or the people of Chautauqua County who want to come downtown and enjoy it.
So are guys from the team going to be there?
Yes, all the guys that used to work with Dick are going to be there. Dick will be there. His car owners over the years will be there. So you'll get a chance to.
Will the cars will be there?
No. All those cars got sold, and I mean, heck, his last race was 7 years ago. So yeah, it's been a while. We will have copies of this DVD for sale.
How much?
$25. They will be for sale that night. They're also for sale at the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame.
Which is
on
where?
3rd Street, 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. And they're also for sale on our website, which is called statelinelegacy.org. statelinelegacy.org. So the Dick Barton film is for sale there, as well as all the other films that we've produced over the years at statelinelegacy.org.
What could be better on a rainy day like today?
Like today, you said go home and read a book. Well, you can go home and pop in a DVD and get your racing junk going.
Right. How long is this movie?
This Dick Barton movie is 2 hours.
Whoa.
Yep.
All right.
Well, he raced for so many years, it takes a lot of... so we've interviewed Dick, we interviewed all the guys that worked on the car.
Who's we? Who's we in this?
Greg Peterson,
Yeah.
Randy Sweeney, and myself.
The three amigos
The
together.
three amigos. We're the producers of
Very cool.
all of these films.
Okay. All right. So where'd you do the filming?
Various locations. We interviewed guys at, Dick Barton, we interviewed at Greg Peterson's law office.
Okay.
I was interviewed at Shawbuck's. We interviewed some of the car owners at at their homes. So this is full of interviews, it's full of photos, it's full of racing footage.
All right, you have 40 seconds left. One more time. Let's talk about the 23rd. One more time. What's going to happen?
Sunday, May 23rd, 6 o'clock p.m. on the screens of the National Comedy Center. The film Team, the Dick Barton story, free, absolutely free. Bring your lawn chairs.
All right, super. Randy, this has been
Thanks, Doc.
beyond cool today. This is very, very, really, really neat. So, well, congratulations to you and to Dick and the whole team, and we wish that your experience that night is going to be a lot of fun. And I wrote down all the details. We're going to mention this again next week.
Thank you so much.
And if there's any press releases, send them my way, okay?
Will do. Hey, thanks to all the guys.
All right, so that's it. It's another wrap and another left turn, and another show next week. So happy Mother's Day, really, sincerely, to all of you out there. We appreciate all that you've done for all of us. And Randy wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for his mother. So with that, we'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend and be well.
Thank you.